Program Director, Minister Davis, President Xi Jinping, the President of the People's Republic of China, President Esuzimba Gnasimbe, President of Togo, former Prime Minister of Egypt, Mr. Ismail, Deputy President David Mabuza, Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers, and Chairperson of the BRICS Business Council, business leaders who are all gathered here, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. It does indeed give me a great deal of pleasure to welcome you all to the BRICS Business Forum, and in a way to really endorse the welcome that you have already received from our colleagues here. This Business Forum has become an important and vital platform for the development of economic cooperation between the BRICS member countries. We welcome you to our shores and to our country just a week after the world marked the centenary of the birth of the father of our democracy and a global icon, President Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. We invoke his name here because the work we are here to do requires us to build on the foundations that Nelson Mandela laid for the advancement of democracy, world peace, human solidarity, international cooperation, and mutual respect. And in many ways, many of us feel like we are carrying on the work that he started. This year also marks a decade of BRICS collaboration, during which we have successfully shaped an ambitious agenda for the development that requires the great potential our countries possess for collective action. Intra-BRICS cooperation has been gaining momentum and meaning in areas such as finance, agriculture, trade, combating transnational crime, science and technology, health, education, security, and academic dialogue. One of the most important achievements, and there have been many, many achievements that we can talk about as the BRICS family, has been in the first decade of BRICS, was the establishment of the new development bank, which fills a critical gap in project funding. But the establishment of this BRICS Business Council, as Minister Davis has said, has also been an outstanding achievement. To be able to get so many business people from all the BRICS countries, including some outreach countries that we invite to the BRICS Summit, is quite phenomenal. And for this, we count it as an outstanding achievement. And indeed, the other important achievement which Minister Davis also highlights is to have set up a forum of a number of countries that we call outreach countries that are part of the BRICS Summit. And this year, these will also be accompanied by a number of countries in our own region who will be participating in the outreach activities. This also is an important achievement. The sectoral engagements that the BRICS Summit offers us and which the BRICS Business Council has been able to take forward are also something that we appreciate, because they are able to get people to engage and talk about things that really matter in the lives of our people. Since its formation, just talking about the bank has dispersed loans totaling $5.1 billion, with approvals amounting to $1.7 billion this year alone. As we enter the second decade of BRICS cooperation, we are determined to expand the bank's role in economic and social development. We are meeting here, ladies and gentlemen, at a time when the multilateral trading system is facing unprecedented challenges. We are concerned by the rise in unilateral measures that are incompatible with World Trade Organization rules, and we are worried about the impact of these measures, especially as they impact developing countries and economies. These developments call for thorough discussion on the role of trade in growing and in promoting sustainable development, particularly inclusive growth. The BRICS countries are increasingly recognized as an influential formation in reinforcing principles of transparency, inclusiveness, and compatibility within the multilateral trading system. There is also much scope to expand the value of trade between BRICS countries themselves. As a country that is primarily an exporter of commodities to its BRICS partners, South Africa supports a shift towards complementary value-added trade. Linked to the trade agenda, we need to increase investment between BRICS countries, particularly in the productive sectors of our economies. We also require a strategic roadmap regarding the opportunities presented by the fourth industrial revolution and the measures required to mitigate its very disruptive effect on industry. I am pleased that these are some of the areas under discussion in this business forum. I look forward to the concrete proposals and the wisdom that will come from your deliberations. These should then be presented to the summit for consideration. Equally important are your deliberations on the BRICS Africa cooperation. As South Africa, we are determined that our engagements within BRICS and other multilateral platforms should advance the integration and development of the African continent. There is great potential for investment in Africa. In the past decade, Africa has grown at a rate of 2 to 3% points faster than the global GDP, with regional growth predicted to remain stable above 5% in 2018. This growth will be supported by increasing foreign direct investment flows, public investment in infrastructure, and higher agricultural production. In addition to this, Africa's working age population is expected to double to 1 billion people in the next 25 years. More opportunities are also going to be presented by the agreement to establish the African Continental Free Trade Area, which provides access to a market of well over 1 billion people and a combined GDP of $3 trillion. the value of this free trade area will only be fully realized through massive investment in infrastructure and skills development. And therein lies great opportunities for businesses to participate, because this presents opportunities for BRICS countries, some of whom have extensive experience in infrastructure development and are world leaders in education as well as in skills development. Distinguished guests, this business forum provides a platform to also harness the benefits of globalization and to also confront the challenges it presents, all within an ever-changing global political economy. As South Africa, we have acknowledged that to effectively deal with some of the key challenges that we face, they being poverty, unemployment, and inequality, we need to significantly increase the level of investment in our economy to lift growth as well as to create jobs for the many people in our country who are unemployed. We have embarked to address this on an investment drive that has taken us to meet with investors in various parts of the world, which will culminate in an investment conference which we will hold later this year. We are seeking, as we do this, to reinforce the strong bonds that we developed with our BRICS partners by expanding investment in our country. We are building on the vast investment potential that South Africa possesses. Our partners in BRICS are familiar with our world-class transport and telecommunication infrastructure. They are also well aware and are well versed with a supportive operating environment that we have in South Africa, as well as a very sophisticated financial and banking system. We have been steadily improving the ease of doing business in our country, providing dedicated support to investors through an entity we set up called Invest SA, and developing an attractive package of incentives. We are also working to diversify our economy on an ongoing basis. A wide range of investment opportunities are available in such areas as renewable energy, recycling, biofuels, water infrastructure, energy, mining and minerals beneficiation, agriculture and agro-processing, aquaculture, tourism, shipbuilding and repairs, business process outsourcing, advanced manufacturing, fuel cell production, aerospace, as well as defense. South Africa is determined to derive greater value from its abundant natural resources and to steadily advance up the value chain into knowledge-based sectors of the economy. We are embracing new technologies as we move ahead to diversify our economy, and approaches that are merging the physical and digital and biological worlds are also being exploited. We are committed to walking this path together with our BRICS partners. It is therefore imperative that we collectively navigate the risks and leverage the opportunities that arise from this new digital age that has arrived. There is much we can do together to develop appropriate regulatory frameworks, infrastructure and skills to support and enable the fourth industrial revolution. Our task is to give practical expression to an economic partnership that will catapult the industrialization of our respective economies beyond the digital age. While trade amongst BRICS partners has expanded exponentially over the last 10 years, we need to advance to a new level of industrial cooperation. Addressing the demands of both the present and the future requires the same unity of purpose that brought BRICS into existence and which has sustained it over the last decade. We look to you, our distinguished business community, to be at the center of our collective efforts to forge a new economic path. We look to you to be ready to realize the vast potential that exists for investment and trade, because we would like you to be our partners in building inclusive economies that create shared prosperity for all the people in the BRICS countries. With this, I wish you every success in your deliberations, more particularly as you come up with solutions, proposals that you will put forward to the summit so that the BRICS leaders will consider your proposals and take effective decisions that will be able to propel our countries forward. I thank you for being here, and thank you very much.
Return the favor by liking, subscribing, and activating the bell notification feature to stay up to speed with business, economic history, international